Good evening and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. My name is Aaron. I am going to be the Gamemaster tonight as we return to Free League's Dragonbane. We're going to do a brief recap and then we're going to see just how our big damn heroes deal with the problems they find themselves in the middle of. So in case you forget what happened last week, the group managed to reach the Temple of the Purple Flame and cautiously made their way inside. They made their way through the entryway and were heading down a corridor towards the altar room when Absu fell through a hidden trap door into a pit of skeletons and the body of a cultist who had obviously taken the same tumble. Absu was hurt, but she was not down and out and was preparing to fly out of the pit when the group of skeletons began to speak. Of course, Absu is a big damn hero, and the fear that this would have caused most people did not touch her, so she was able to hear their pleas. They begged her to close the portal, to save the fragments of their souls that were tied to the portal, to save them and let them go back to their eternal rest. She promised to do so, and as she was preparing to leave, they again said, "But wait, we can offer you some assistance." And they told her of a yellowed bone mask hidden within the altar stone in the altar room and how to find it by pressing the 4 suns simultaneously on the altar. Then she flew up. Hearing that, truly ran into the altar room and just started running around the altar stone, depressing suns, but of course not at the same time. The rest of the party made their way in, but acute senses heard the squeaking sound as demonic bats struck. The swarm of demonic bats attacked. The party was able to fight them off, not without taking some injury, but everyone survived. They were able to then find the mask, which was given to Stormhand, and they learned that the mask itself had certain properties. It would protect him from magical attacks from both mundane sources and monsters. However, it would drain willpower from him with each protection that it offered, without an option of him stopping it. And the mask itself is attached to his face. However, it did save him, just a few minutes after that. The party went ahead and made their way into the lower levels, down a spiral stairwell that they found, and into a vine-choked room. There was a door covered in vines and sealed on the southern wall. Truly, seeing this, immediately thought treasure, and then thought immediately after that, fireball. And the fireball exploded in the room, a very small room, covered in vegetation. The room went up as one would expect it to go. And the inferno engulfed the party. Some of them took minor smoke inhalation damage and fire damage as they all hurled themselves out of the eastern door and into a large room with great pillars on it. In the middle of this room, there was a column of white-hot flame. As the party made their way in, legs, and then arms, and then a torso, and bat wings, and a demonic head came forth. And this towering, ancient fire demon looked down upon them and said, "I am Ashqui. What is your purpose here?" And the party took a beat. They all thought to themselves, truly is going to be the best person to answer this question. And she immediately jumped up and she said, "We're here to worship the purple flame." And Ashqui looked down at Truly in her cultist robes and said, "Well, what is the purple flame to you?" And Truly said, "Well, it's like fire and I kind of like it and it makes me warm and I'm a big fire person." This did not go as planned and the demon attacked. It was during this fight that Stormhand's mask saved his life. It was a brutal fight. Everyone survived by the skin of their teeth, but the party is heavily shaken, exhausted, angry, sickened, low on willpower, and low on hit points. But they lived through the encounter. And right as the demon disappeared and the column of flame disappeared from the room, they heard the creaking of the door to the northwest open. And out walked 6 figures, tall, each of them over 2 meters long. They look like they've been stretched and elongated and pulled, and their skulls are too long. Their eyes are pits of blackness. Their teeth are like shark's teeth. Their armor, they've got heavy iron armor on their body, but the way it moves with them, it looks like it's attached to them, almost as if the armor itself has grown into their bodies. They carry great battle axes, and they're wreathed in an aura of purple flame. One with long, black, lanky hair took a step forward and greeted the party, saying that you must be our brethren cultists from outskirt with the sacrifice. We await our brother who is still within the portal. But the portal is open for you to go forth. He shall return shortly after placing our piece of the statue of Eladane within the realm. We sense that you have pieces to deliver as well, so you are free to do so while we wait. And that's where we're picking up. As the group, in their battered, beaten, bloodied, and exhausted state, see these 6 very odd-looking sentries who have just basically waved them into this portal room. The portal that Absu has sworn to close, but you now know beyond the portal lies one of the missing pieces of the key that you must have to open the crypt and retrieve the sword Udurman. What would you like to do?
So Clara is going to step up at this point and say, "Oh, thank goodness. It's so very good to see you. We had such a disastrous trip in from outskirts. As you can see, we have not fared particularly well. We are in need of just some rest. We, of course, want to be proper in our sacrifice and could not do such a thing in the state that we are in. So very thankful that you are here to provide any additional escort and guards, perhaps, while we take a much needed respite before our very important next step."
Well, for all true believers beyond the portal, there is nothing but succor and joy. Surely you would prefer to rest and bathe in the power of our Lord beyond the portal.
We, of course, believe that to be so, but we want to be sure that we are prepared, as we would not be due followers if we did not ensure preparedness at every step.
You make a good point. You want to ensure that you are centered so that you may present yourself to the Lord in your best light. Is that true?
Yes, otherwise we are... Who would want to present themselves as a as less than?
I must admit, I've never seen such a diverse group of believers of the great Lord Sathmog. How comes you all together to be here?
The belief is strong, and we carry the word far and wide.
And what word is that?
And this is when Absu very bitterly would say some phrase or something that is very well known for representing Sathmog in his teachings, I guess.
I like it. So, Absu, give me either a languages or a myths and legends check. And I will say this is with a boon, because this is your area of expertise. Demon lore is an area of expertise for you.
Oops, I did not. I clicked the level up, not the roll, but let me...
Oh, go ahead and reroll. It's fine.
Do this. 6 success.
All right. So you in this language that hurts your throat. I mean, you literally, as you're speaking these words, it feels like razor blades are cutting the inside of your throat. You can feel blood trickling down.
Mm-hmm.
But you speak it correctly. And they all nod and they look at you. So, Clara, you can give me a persuasion check with a boon.
Alrighty. With a boon. Come on, come on, come on. All right, that's a 2.
Oh, yeah. You
Under
knocked that
15.
fine. So they nod and they go, "This is true. We will guard you while you rest so that you may go into the portal and present your sacrifice." And then they look over at you, Galahad, and they say, "He's not been stripped of his weapons or his armor. Do you wish us to chain him down while you rest?"
We have brought him a long way and are duly
Our casters have him beguiled with magics where he will not attempt to cross us.
Ah, smart. All right then. And they move around the room, and they basically set up a perimeter, and you guys are allowed to take a full shift rest here if you want. Full 6 hours, or you can take a stretch rest. Either one, whichever you prefer.
We did our stretch rest already for today.
Yes, I would like.
Oh,
very
yes, you
much like
did.
a shift rest.
So it's a bit of a shift rest we're doing.
I think
you
that's
want
what
to.
it sounds like, a shift rest, yeah.
If you want to.
We, I think, need as much as we can get.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yes.
So we're going to sleep around these 6 people who we don't know.
Yep.
Wait, it was just a 15-minute one, or like we're doing the full?
No,
This
no.
would
We
be-
can't do a stretch because we already did one.
Oh, we did one.
Yeah.
Okay.
6
Yeah.
hours.
Basically, it's 6 hours. You're like setting up, resting, sleeping.
Clara can stay awake because Clara's good. So Clara can keep watch.
Okay.
Because I'm
That means you don't get the
Absu
benefit. That
healed
means you don't
me.
get the benefit. Okay, so you still have your conditions and everything.
yeah, and I'm good because
Okay.
of Absu's assistance earlier. So I currently only have one condition, and I'm full up on HP. So I think
All right.
I can keep watch.
So while everyone's asleep, one of the guards approaches you, Clara. "It is good to rest in the realm of Sathmog, within the Temple of the Purple Flame. Your companions do well to sleep beneath his baleful gaze. You may rest too if you wish their blessings."
I would not put that responsibility on anyone else. I have taken on this task, and I would not give it up. We have alternated as we made our travels, and I appreciate your kindness, of course, but once a task has been given, that task should be carried out. No?
Understood. So, everybody else goes ahead and takes the full shift rest?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
All right, I like it. You're plagued, all of you, by horrific nightmares. Lakes of boiling blood pouring down your throat, that your heads have been forced back, your jaws broken, your mouths opened, and demons just pouring boiling blood down your throats. In other dreams, you've just little knives coming and hooking in your skin and tearing parts of it away. So although you get the full effects of a rest, you all awaken scared.
And as everyone starts waking up, Clara just, are you all okay? You don't look as rested as I might have thought.
And Absu just kind of gives you a sideways look and like draws her eyes along to the room of our guests and just says, I slept well under the baleful watch of Sathmog.
And these 6 guardians, they just nod their head. While you rested, our brother still did not return. We have much to do in preparing the way and spreading the word. If you see him beyond the portal, tell him that we continue with our plan, and we will find him again. Of course, if his communion was so deep that he has been taken into Sathmog's embrace, well, glory be to him. And with that, now that you're all up, they sort of file out. And you see him heading towards the way you came in. You hear their metal booted feet on the spiral staircase going up. And you are all left alone within the bowels of the Temple of the Purple Flame. What would you like to do?
I left the treasure in the room.
I think
Clara went to the staircase and she's just sort of like looking up the spiral, making sure that they're like listening to their steps, that they really are retreating and they're not.
You hear them.
like,
You hear them for
peeking
several
over.
feet. They get to the top, and then you hear them walking away, and then it fades from hearing. But they seem to be following what they said they were going to do.
Okay, they do appear to have left.
Shall we go get the treasure first?
I do not know how portals operate. Is there a time limit for how long they remain open?
Would we be able to roll for that knowledge?
You got either you or Stormhand could give me a magic roll, your magic discipline roll, and
Sure, yeah. I'll do an elemental. I passed.
I failed.
wanna push that?
Ouch.
I'm alright.
Okay. So, Stormhand, you're not really familiar with portal magic that much, but truly you've got a little bit more of exposure to it due to the elemental nature, because you've summoned elementals before. And based on what you've heard, it sounds like this portal, whatever trigger activates it, as long as that trigger is active, the portal will stay open. Would be your guess. Without having seen it, that's the best you can guess.
So she'll reply and tell everybody about this, and and then we can make sure we get Absu's thingy, and then we do everything else, but also treasure.
And close the portal to save the souls who are trapped here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course, totally.
So what's first? Treasure room? Portal? Something else?
Your treasure's right
Truly,
around
you're
the
wanting
corner.
to go back
Treasure is right here.
now that the fire has died out, you're saying?
Yeah, because the guys walk through the room. I presume it's something we can enter now.
Yeah. If you go back, when you were walking through the room, Clara, you saw that, all the vines are gone. And against that charred wall, you see a charred door. It's still closed, but it's quite obvious.
Oh, sure. Let's open the door and see what lies behind. Perhaps it will be of assistance.
Yes, of course. That's exactly why we did it. Truly will recklessly run up and grab the door.
All right. It opens easily because the lock has been significantly damaged.
Oh, I wonder how that happened.
And as you do that, you see, just as you open the door, you see what looks like an amalgamation of bones and arms wielding weapons and 3 skulled heads, one wearing a crown, as it lashes out at you when you open the door. The bone golem grabs you. You can do nothing on your turn except for try to break free, which requires a successful strength check. For the duration of the embrace, you take a d6 damage and it bypasses armor. So this first round, You take 2 points of damage as you're pulled into the center of this into a cage of bones.
Hold in.
Of this bone.
Hold
Not
into
treasure.
a.
Not treasure.
Well,
The
you do
treasure
see
of another experience is what it is.
you do see a couple of chests in here, but at the moment, you kind of are otherwise distracted. So,
Well, hearing Truly yell, "Not treasure," then Clara will look around everyone else and relocate behind.
I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up here.
It's going to have, I believe, the opposite effect. Instead of being well rested when we go in there and perhaps having a little extra weapon or armor on us, we might just be a little more tired.
Maybe a little dicey.
Did all of you have the same nightmares when you were asleep?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
There we go. Finally. Okay. So now that the surprise round is over, Absu, you're at the top of the list. Now you're still a ways away. You can move in, and Truly is technically inside the room now, sort of inside this bone golem. What would you like to do? It fills like most of the room.
Well, I guess we have to say Truly. This is definitely not what I had in mind. I'll move into the room, and then, am I able to get close enough to attack out the gate, or try and rip her free from this, or no?
You could get in there, and yeah, you could do a strength check to try to break her free.
Okay. Yeah, I'd just like to try and rip her from there and like run into the other room.
You won't be able to move back. You'll just be
Yeah.
able to pull her free, and you'll both be standing right there in the entryway, basically right here.
Okay, so I will do the strength test.
Hold on, with a bane. Sorry.
Oh,
So
let
just
me roll another one. 12
you're fine.
still success.
So you reach in and you grab a hold of Truly, and some of the bones break away, and you've got her in your arms, and the two of you are right there together in the doorway. Hold on. Okay, and then Clara, you're up.
Okay, so Clara would want to see if there's any way that she can also kind of run in here, if she needs to kind of try to crawl on the ground a little bit to try to get through and get in place.
Yes, Clara, with an acrobatics check, you can scoot under Absu and get into that space, but you will be cramped. So everything you do, I mean, with a dagger, you're okay, but anything else, all three of you will be cramped in this space, which will make a bane on pretty much any actions you take.
All right. So the only condition that I have from yesterday, given that I didn't sleep, is dazed. So I am rolling this at a bane, but I rolled 2 4s. So
Nice.
Clara is a cat. She's getting in here.
I like it. So you are able to get my screen set up again. You are able to get in there. Now that takes your full action from where you were at to get in there and then crawl up and under, but you were in the space with it.
Okay. And she has a knife out,
Okay.
ready for next time.
And that brings us to the bone golem. And let's see what happens this time. Come on. The bone golem assaults an opponent with a storm of swinging bone arms. The victim suffers 3 consecutive attacks that deal 2d6 slashing damage each, and then is knocked down. So I'm going to say, since you guys are all 3 there, it's going to attack each one of you. for 2d6 instead of one of you for 6d6, because that seems
I think
rude.
that math is better. I think that we just get 3 of us.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, Clara, you take 7 points of damage, minus your
I've got
armor. Your
4
armor
armor.
protects you. Okay.
Yeah, I've
So-
got 4 armor, so 3.
And Absu, you take 7 as well, minus your armor.
Fast footwork. I'm going to try to dodge this.
It's a monster attack. You can't dodge it.
Fair enough.
This monster attack. Some monster attacks you can, but this one you cannot. And truly, you took also 7 points of damage minus your armor.
Got it.
And all 3 of you are prone. Basically, you were pummeled, and then you're being subsumed and pulled towards the bone golem's center. Though you're not grappled, so that's more
Do you
flavor.
hear some sounds of pain? For those of you that are not in the room with this thing.
Yeah, I feel like
It's a little,
Stormhand and I, the boys, we're just kind of hanging out. Like,
It's like,
hey, man, where they at, man? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why they taking so long? You know,
They're in the portal
Truly-
already.
truly, you're up.
maybe they went in the portal. Yeah,
so-
that's a good idea.
Aaron, with this, you said this is a bone golem. So I've got both Dispel and Shatter, and both of them are kind of like a little iffy. But Dispel is like at the GM's discretion, is what it says. Or Shatter breaks the invisible bonds that hold physical matter together when I'm shattering objects. So would this count as an object? Would this count as something I could dispel? Am I making it complicated for you?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at Shatter. So for Shatter, doesn't work because it's an inanimate or non-magical item.
Okay.
This is animate and magical, so... And
No,
the other
why
one you
not?
wanted to try was possibly Dispel?
Yes.
No, because that cancels a spell.
Okay. Well, I figured it was magic.
It's worth a try.
I figured I'd ask. Then I would like to use my action. Now, this is probably, with my strength, not going to work that well, but can I try and stand up and then drag Absu and Clara back out of this little room a little bit, out of this doorway?
You could try to drag one of them, but not both of them.
Uh-oh. Picking
Uh-oh.
favorites. Picking
Uh-oh.
favorites.
Oh, no. Quarter movement for both. No.
I don't think that's how that
That's
works.
a good try. You've got to
Take
succeed at a
Absu.
strength
Take
check anyway,
Absu.
so...
This place is important for Apsu.
Yes. Okay.
Absu's also dense as fuck. Like,
Yeah, you guys are both. You guys are very heavy. Okay. It doesn't look like a fire creature. It looks
It's
just
made
like
of-
a bone and golems,
It's
right?
just bone. It looks like a giant mass of skeletons have been fused together with a dozen arms holding weapons and 3 skulls embedded in the middle of it, one wearing a crown.
I'm just gonna level 2 fire blast this thing.
Okay.
Let me see
Should have
here.
treated it like a
Ooh.
Jenga tower. Just reach in, grab the right bone, and it all shatters. Collapses.
Oh, I was hoping for something like that. I'm gonna say exhausted and push this roll.
All right.
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
Let me see here. That is 17 points of fire damage.
Wow.
The flames wash over and through the bones, striking the stone floor, bursting the chests behind it. Doesn't
Oops.
seem to have much of an effect on the creature.
The
though.
treasure.
The treasure. The
The
only
treasure.
reason we're in this
It
Very
did
room.
some.
reason
I mean, you
you're-
charred and
that's the
blackened some of
tragedy.
the bones, but you definitely didn't do as much damage as you would have thought you would have done.
Okay.
Oh, the super cool protection cloak that was in the chest is now
Well, magical items shouldn't burn,
burn.
right?
Maybe it's protection from fire, and the cloak's fine.
Hey, yeah.
Could be. This brings us up to the bone golem again.
Don't know.
The golem forms a lance of bones that shoots out at an opponent, I'm going to say Truly, since Truly just fire blasted it, within 6 meters and tries to impale the victim.
Can I dodge this one?
You can. No, you've already taken your turn.
No, I have fast
if you got the
footwork.
willpower, yep. As long as you got the willpower.
Fast foot. I can do 3 willpower to do fast footwork and try to dodge this thing. If I'm allowed to.
Yep.
Which I am going to. So let me just roll a dodge here, or evade, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Push that?
Yeah, I'll do disheartened. Oh god. Alright. Oh. There we go. Disheartened. Push roll.
Come on.
Yes.
All
okay.
right.
There you
So
go.
this bone lance comes out, and Truly, you managed to, with your goblin speed and size, you kind of just roll under it. And this lance of bone strikes right where your head was a second ago. This brings us to Galahop.
Okay.
You hear a lot of rustling going on. You heard the sounds of fire bursting once again.
You just hear
Surrender.
Absu and Clara yell, "Truly, why?"
I feel like Stormhand and we're just playing cards, and he just lays a card in his turn. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
I
A
feel so
bone
fly.
lance
Look how high I can
shoots.
jump.
right.
A bone lance shoots past the doorway through your vision slightly.
What's that all about? I don't know. All right. So Galahop will go. He'll rush to the sounds of his friends in peril. On this map we have here, there are some chains in this room. Are those actually there? Are we
Yes,
saying those
they are.
actually?
They
Okay.
are actually there.
I would like to, if it's okay with you, rush up to them and try to yank one of them and throw them into the room and just yell out, like, grab hold of this, I'll pull you out. Because that thing's huge, right? It's like blocking the
huge.
way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No, I
he's
like
going to try to throw that in there if that's all right with you.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
Okay. Yeah.
To pull one of the,
Yeah,
to pull
yeah.
a chain free of the wall.
Yeah. 17 under 18. That was close. Okay. But yeah, that's a success.
Ooh.
So you yank hard on this chain. It comes free from the wall. The mortar sprays everywhere. You're able to turn. You whip it around your head and toss about half of it through the doorway. So what that means for Truly, Clara, and Absu is if you grab a hold of this chain to pull yourself out, I will give you a boon on your roll to escape this situation. When your turn comes around.
This seems very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Galahop.
Thank you.
And it's the Bone Golem's turn again.
Unfortunately, the bone golem gets to go again, I think.
2 times. Let's go 2
Yes.
times. I mean, I'm going to pull your
Yes,
corpses out.
sexy
They'll be
man.
fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're just going to find more bones.
These
connected
used to be
the-
our friends, Stormhand. Do you remember them? I think this one's Truly. I don't know. It's a little bit of Absu on her too, though.
We've already had that one, so I'll re-roll and see so we get a different one here. There we go. So as this chain comes in, you hear this horrible screeching sound emitting from these 3 skulls. It's like the sounds of thousands of bones sawing together and cracking, and the sounds of marrow being slurped out of the middle. All opponents, so that'll be it'll be everybody but Stormhand. Go ahead and do a fear check for me.
So that's a fear. So that's a will save?
Yes.
Okay.
And those of us who slept, we have it at
At Bane.
Bane. Right?
Yep.
Man, I am cutting it way too close on my rolls tonight.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Absu. Oh, Absu.
Great.
Truly,
Oh,
are you
dear.
going to push that?
I have 3 conditions right now. I'm going to take the risk and
Okay.
not push it.
Okay, so Truly and Absu roll on the fear table up here and see what you get. Okay. On your next turn, Truly, you must dash away from the source of your fear. Make another will roll on each subsequent turn. to stop running and act normally again. And Absu, you are paralyzed. You are petrified with terror and unable to move. You cannot perform any action or movement on your next turn. Make another willpower roll on each subsequent turn to break the paralysis. So next round, you are just paralyzed with fear.
Yay.
Oh dear.
That brings us to the Bone Golem's last attack this round.
Oh dear.
Okay, the bone. So he's going to do the same thing, the flurry of bones. So all three of you were still here. So he is going to. I think we've gone through everything now at least once. So he's going to. He is going to attack each one of the three of you. Your armor still protects you. So 5 to Clara, which I think is just 1 then.
Just 1. Yep.
7 to Absu.
Which is 1.
Excellent. And 7 to Truly. It's not great damage rolls on my part.
Well, that still hurts me.
But that brings us to Stormhand and the end of the round.
I'll rush into the room. See
I
the
am
chaos.
down, by the way.
Okay, so you get close, you see standing next to the door outside of the room, you see Galahop. You see blocking the door, or the entryway into this room, is kind of a ball of bones. Absu paralyzed and on the ground. Truly crouched. And Clara...
Truly passed out.
Truly... Oh, you're at 0?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Truly passed out and preparing to do some death saves for us. And Clara also trapped within the bone golem. What would you like to do?
Conjure up some magic. A little bit on each hand. Do a little master spellcaster. So I'll do 2 spells at once. One is to banish the golem. So casting a little ancient bones, return to dust. And then I treat wounds to Truly to help her out.
I like it.
You at once.
Banish level 3.
That's such a great heroic ability.
Want to push that?
Yeah, I'm gonna push that. I'll do. I'll do dishearten, just from entering the scene, seeing what I see.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Roll the exact same thing.
No,
No banish
18 and
damage.
18.
That's brutal.
That spell fizzles, maybe because you're focusing so much on trying to heal Truly. So let's see if that goes any better.
I'll do this on level 2. Oh, okay. This one passes. There's like
thank
3
you.
6,
Nice.
I think, coming out.
Are
1
you-
and 2. You get 4 health. Sathmog is
Truly,
not
you
helping in this temple.
1, 2. Good gosh.
You feel energy course through your body and you sputter awake, laying on the ground. So you didn't have to make a death save, so that's nice. So I'm not even going to make you do with a critical injury check or anything. We're just going to let that go since you didn't even have a round down. There. Oh, at the top of the round, the Bone Golem starts.
Ow. Ow.
Again with the Bone Lance. Okay, he's got 3 potential targets. So 1, 2, Clara, 3, 4, Absu, 5, 6, Truly. That's Absu. Our poor paralyzed Absu is this Bone
Oh,
Lance.
no.
comes
That's
at you.
Probably the best choice, right? She's like our off tank, right?
Be fine.
Depends.
I rolled terrible damage. I rolled 8. So your armor counts. So I think you only take 1.
I take 2. I have
2.
6 armor.
So it's
That's
not too
fine.
bad.
You
So
can
this,
live with it.
this bone
Nice.
lance strikes into your armor, and it doesn't really penetrate your armor. It's more like you get a deep bruise from the impact of it. Stormhand, you see this bone lance strike Absu, and she's just standing there quivering in terror. What would you like to do?
I said bone golem be gone. I'm going to conjure the rest of my willpower on my last banish.
I like it.
So
Let's
this
not
will
roll an
be
You got
18 this time.
This time.
level 2 this time.
Let's roll a success. Don't roll higher than 18.
12 is pretty good. I think it's
All right,
best.
that's nice. Do some damage.
Nice.
3d8 coming out. That's pretty good.
Ooh,
Well, 14.
nice. And you see about half of this bone golem just shatter away to nothing. 3 skulls focus on you, and you still hear the cackling. Not the fear-inducing cackling, but still the sounds of bones and snapping. But Galahop, you're up.
Yeah, and like the bad thing is Absu's paralyzed right at the doorway, so it's hard to get in there and do anything. Could I
Use me as a springboard.
Well, I was gonna ask if it was possible to, since I threw the chain in and like called out, is it possible I could get, I know Absu's paralyzed, so this probably wouldn't work for her, but could the other two just like grab it and could I just try to pull them out? See if I could just pull them through Absu?
You could switch initiative so you were after the 2 of them, and
So I
they
think
would
that
be able to grab a hold and pull out.
So Clara, I think, would probably, she's the last one to go, so I would probably switch with Clara then. Okay, yeah.
If that's
so
something you
Clara,
want to do. Or alternatively, you could just grab Absu and pull her out.
I like having, I'm sorry, this is just me metagaming a little bit.
No,
Ashley.
no,
Like,
I
you-
just-
Me to
you
take
have
some
the
damage.
best armor.
Yes.
You have the best armor of the 3 of you. I feel like you can take the hit better than the 2 of them can.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
you're gonna
How are you
swap
doing on health
initiative
there,
with Clara.
Apsu?
I'll switch. Yeah, I'm gonna switch with Clara.
Okay,
There
so
we go.
Clara,
All right.
you're up.
I don't want to jinx it. So
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want to, would I be able to both take a swing at this thing and end my turn holding the rope? Or holding the chain?
Absolutely. Yeah, your movement action could just be grabbing the chain. I have no problem with that.
Okay. All right, then I will attempt to hit this thing with the knife. Where do I do that? Over here. Stupid dazed. Okay. All right. See what we got. All right.
Nice,
All
nice.
right. That is a 14. See how I do with this. Rolling the 6.
So your knife clatters
It's a
in against these
master-crafted
bones.
dagger.
It just sort of scrapes it. Yeah, it's just scrapes across them. You do some damage, but you don't think you did nearly as much damage as you would have done if you were hitting a normal person.
Yeah. And I grab onto the chain for dear life.
Perfect.
As there's now 3 other turns for the bone golem to go before I can get pulled out.
Yeah. So speaking of the bone golem, it's the bone golem's turn. Let's see what the bone golem decides to do this time. Bone golem strikes at 2 opponents within 2 meters of each other, inflicting 2d8 slashing damage on each of the targets. So I think, considering that Clara just attacked it, it would go at Clara, and then 1, 2, Absu, 3, 4, True. So it's coming at Truly. So these 2 come down, these double strikes come slashing down at you. Truly, do you want to spend the willpower and try to evade that?
I think I have to. I've got 4 HP in a dream. Here we go.
You've got
Roll
this.
to evade. Oh, not to roll back. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Oh, no.
you're so you successfully evade as this bone scythe slices down at you. Clara, you take 11 points of damage minus your armor.
Oh dear. Okay, so I've got 4 armor that leaves 7. 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's a big
5, 6, 7. That leaves me with
Oh.
no HP.
You're fine to live forever.
Chip in a chair. That's all you need. Chip in a chair. No.
Bone Golem is back up again. Let's see what happens this time. Again, this horrible screeching noise fills the area as it is. You just hear it's the death cry and lamentation of all of the people that make up this amalgamation of bones screaming out for their freedom. Everybody make a will check.
Clara is in too much pain to really give their
She's rocking it.
lamentation any mental energy. So she's like, I've got other things to worry about.
Already failed this, and I'm going to run. Do you still want me to do another check?
Yeah. Oh no, you've already failed it. So
I already failed it, and I'm
I'm
going to run.
paralyzed.
You're
Yeah.
paralyzed. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay.
Stormhand, do you want to push that?
Yeah, I'm gonna push this.
All right.
Ooh, a dragon, but it's Bane, so it's 6.
Still fast, though.
Nice.
Still fast. So you don't feel the fear. Truly, you're up now, and you must run.
Yes. Okay, so
You just
how
have
many
to run
squares
away.
of movement?
What's
yes.
your movements based on your
Yeah.
kin? It'll say on your sheet there.
Sorry.
Here.
Movement 10. Okay, so 10 squares?
20 because you use your action and your movement action.
Okay.
So
Okay, so 1, 2.
Can she get through the door though? I thought we were playing like it was blocked. That's the only reason Galahad.
it is pretty much blocked. She's gonna have to. You'd have to make an acrobatics check or get stuck behind Absu, trying to claw through Absu.
So instead of double movement, it would be a movement and an acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. I'm probably not going anywhere because my acrobatics is. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I'm also. I actually
Tested acrobatics.
Okay, my token's stuck under the boss monster.
Oh,
I can't get myself out. Thank you.
okay, there you go.
No,
so you're
I
able to
can't.
move your. You're able to move your full 10.
I can't. I can't get by Absu. Thank you. All right, there we go. Now I'm free.
So
You please keep going. I'll move myself.
Okay. So you guys see Truly jump up, scamper between Absu's paralyzed legs, and flee. Bringing us to the Bone Golem.
Oh, Clara's just
Okay.
Concerned.
Bone Golem again strikes out at the only 2 targets it has left within its reach. Clara, you
Ouch.
take 12 points of damage minus your armor.
yeah, so I've got 1 HP left and 4 armor, so that takes my last HP. So thankfully she was
So you're at 0
previously
now.
holding on to the rope. She's like
Totally tied it around your waist.
right. I did something intelligent with it and didn't rely on the ability to still grasp it with
it's
my
a big
strength.
chain. It's a big chain, but I'm going to say that in your death grip and terror, your hand is locked on this chain because it's just too mean otherwise. And Absu, you only take 4 minus your armor, so I don't think you take anything from this.
No, thank God.
Nice.
Right. Absu, you're paralyzed this round, so
Yep, I can't do nothing.
can't do anything. Galahop, you hear Clara scream out and and you see her fall unconscious, but she's still holding onto the chain. What would you like to do?
I was gonna pull as hard as I can and see if I can get her free of the room, and if that knocks over Absu or does something to Absu,
Yeah.
so be it. So I'm just gonna yank on the chain as hard as it can.
I will tell you this. So you can yank on that chain as hard as you can. If you want to make a strength check with Bane, I will say you can move that chain in such a way that it pulls both Clara and Absu out of that room. Basically, you pull Clara into Absu and then yank them both into your arms.
I will definitely. I'll take that gamble. Okay, that is a 10 and a 13. So 13, both are good. So 13 is good. Yeah.
So both of them come barreling into your arms. Absu paralyzed in fear, and Clara unconscious and dying. And the bone golem doesn't move. It's just sitting there in that space. But we're going to go ahead and stay in initiative in case you guys want to try to attack it again and to see how Clara goes. Come on, let's draw.
It's thinking about it.
There we go. Absu, you're up, so you can make your will check to try to shake off the effects of fear.
Okie dokie. And I succeed with an 8.
Nice. So now that you're in Galahop's arms and out of the room, you're back to yourself. You're feeling better. You guys look.
Lets out this horrific wheeze because that finally caught up with her from being hit so hard with the thing. And if I can do anything, I would like to rummage in Clara's sack and pull out bandages and just try and treat her, as we're both held there by Galahop.
Absolutely. Yeah, your will check is not an action, so you've got both your move action, which you can use to get the bandage out, and then you can do the heal check.
Okay. Down to 2 bandages.
12, still a success.
Yep. So 1d6 of hit points back.
Do you want to roll or do you want me to roll?
You roll.
Okay. I'm not looking. Only 3.
Hey, I'm back up. Thank you.
So Clara, are you guys going to attempt to
absolutely
deal with this bone golem, or are you going to just walk away?
No.
Okay. So then it just goes inert. Once nobody's in the room, it just stops moving. But Clara, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Constitution check.
Okay. Coming up. 5 under 12.
Oh, you're fine. You'll live forever. So, although you are beaten and bloodied and almost killed, you didn't suffer any severe injury that's going to have any long-term effect on you. So, the bone golem just sits there inert. We are walking away from it. Is this correct? All right, we're going to end the combat then, as the bone golem just sits brooding in the room. You do see some sparkling treasure on the ground where the chests were destroyed. Maybe a suit, maybe a chainmail suit. Who knows? A crown on its head, but it also as you were walking away, you could see the bones were knitting themselves up as it was regenerating.
The golem's not chasing us out yet. Maybe I can fetch it from you, and I'll try a magic trick.
What are you talking about?
I'll wiggle my fingers towards the objects laying on the ground, and if they're not heavier than 1 weight, I can float them towards me.
Okay. Go
with
for
fetch.
It. Spend the willpower.
Crap.
All right, let me rest first to get the willpower back.
Okay.
Nice, I got 6.
Yeah, Absu, who are we doing, like a short rest or something?
Well, let's see what happens here first. So
yeah.
So I'm assuming you were just taking
possibly nothing.
Just a short rest.
Yeah.
You could get willpower back if you want, but not a stretch rest.
For bookkeeping, I did roll the will and did pass the save, by the way. So I stopped running after the first one.
So
I'll spend the 1 willpower to fetch on the items.
Okay, and you see the what looks like a sack of gems and maybe gold float up and begin to float out of the room towards you. And the bone golem surges out of the room and attacks. Really surprised, but didn't think we were going to go that route again. But it's okay.
Again, we're a little further on. We could escape down the portal now.
Oh, yeah, that we could. We're not all bunched in the room.
No.
Yeah.
It's basically just Stormhand at the moment standing in front of it.
I Galahop would be next to him.
And Galahop.
Yeah,
Of course,
Stormhand's over there. We've swapped. Now it's the boys over.
This
Stormhand
monster
must-
made me run away.
Okay, so everybody who
Truly would have died in that room.
Yeah.
So go ahead and put yourself in the combat tracker if you're not running away. At least for one round you'll be in combat, Stormhand and Galahop. Let's see how it goes.
Oh dear.
So the Bone Golem it basically follows his treasure out and moves to attack.
Oh crap.
The Bone Golem strikes out at both Galahop and Stormhand. Galahop, do you want to?
Oh yeah, I'll take it. It's fine. I can't block for him since it's two opponents since he's taking it. So I'm just gonna take it.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna live forever. It doesn't even get through your armor. Your shield, you just knock it away. Stormhand, do you want to attempt to use your turn to attempt to evade this attack, or do you want to just take the hit?
Let's see, 2d8. That's quite a gamble.
Average of 9 on the roll.
I'll take it. I think I can.
All right, I love it. Big damn heroes.
Nice.
Only 6, so minus your armor if you've got any armor.
I have no armor.
Okay, so you take 6 points of damage. And that brings us to Galahop. What are you going to do? This giant amalgamation of bones is basically right next to you in Stormhand.
Throw Stormhand over your shoulder and run to the
I'm thinking about that.
You got greedy spellcasters.
Are Absu, Truly, and Clara are you guys? You're out, and we're
Yeah,
cool to
we're
run?
out in the other
if
room.
We are.
Yeah.
I was healing Laura.
I would have joined the combat if I could. Once it's obvious it would have been attacking, I would have joined round 2 at least.
Yeah, I just feel like we took a short rest, we took a rest. We took a long rest to sleep, and we're literally in a worse state now than we were before that rest, and we have to go through a portal to do the big save the world shit. So
yeah,
we're really using a crap load of resources.
I've got the gear, Galahop. We'll just run.
Can I grab Stormhand and
just give me
a
strength. Just give me a strength check, and you can throw him over your shoulder and run.
All right, that's a success. Another 13.
Okay, so as you pick up Stormhand's concentration breaks. The gem bag falls on the ground. The Bone Golem kind of just rolls over it and pulls it back and starts to pull back into the room it was in, and you are all able to make your way. Now that you're all so healthy after your long rest and everything, up to the portal room.
Ridiculous.
You killed me when you went. I'm gonna go back for the treasure. I was like, wow,
Crazy.
Yeah,
this is gonna
treasure.
go so badly. But that's okay. It was a lot of fun. All right, so as you
said
run
in chat, this better be really good damn loot, and we don't even know.
No.
Who knows?
I mean, it better be good loot. The dude won't let us take it.
Yeah, I mean, he came out for gems. So.
If you had asked Abzu before we ran in there, Abzu probably would have been like, "There's a good chance once we release the spirits from the portal, this might be attached to that, or maybe not." But
that's what I was thinking.
That's a good point.
We could always get it on the way back, possibly, right? After we use our resources on the really important stuff.
It's true. It's true. All
I
true.
was thinking
We should
maybe
go
there
fetch
was
those guys down and be like, "Hey, can you watch us sleep again?" Do you mind?
One more.
You'll never believe what happened. I thought you were protecting us. What did you let in?
We just opened the door while they were still in there.
So, can you hear me?
yes,
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody was freezing. My internet is crap tonight. I think it's because the internet wants you all to live, so it's trying to stop me from killing you. So
Nice.
We keep leveling up every time you freeze, so
Good party,
we're
so-
like,
Yeah,
we're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're basically all
So
at level
high.
18 with all of
Yeah.
our skills right now.
I love it. So you run into an ornate chamber with murals and lavishly decorated columns along the walls. The rock seems half molten and semi-organic, like the inside of a fossil monster. So think alien. On a marble altar burns a violet-purple flame. Behind the altar, on the north wall, vibrates what appears to be a giant mirror made of water. Think Stargate. What would you like to do?
It's time to go in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Ah,
I'll go
yes.
in first, just in case. Like, you know. If I
After you,
start,
then.
like, screaming and stuff and like, it's crushing me or whatever, you know?
Things go bad when I open things.
I had a weird dream, Stormhand, last night. It gave me the willies. Like, I dreamed of you, you know, standing in front of a portal. It wasn't like blue like this. It was black. And like, I saw you, like, you know, look at it and really think about it. And it was like hard to tell exactly what was in it. You didn't like really inspect it too much. You didn't like throw an item in it to see what would happen. You just sort of leapt into it. And you were immediately crushed and killed to death instantly. And so, like, that's just the worst nightmare I could possibly imagine. So, like, I don't want that to happen in real life now. You know?
Yeah, I don't want that to happen either.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't think you would be as stupid as you were in the dream and just like hopping into this thing without really, you know, considering the consequences. But, you know, you never know. Anyhow, I'm going for a swim. And he'll approach it and like kind of do like stick his finger first in it to see if it like if it gives and if it pulls him in, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so you stick your finger in, and that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like your entire body is being pulled through this tiny opening, and you all just see him like burst like a soap bubble.
Oh, this doesn't bode well.
Oh,
And Absu will immediately stick her hand because she's in costume and Galahop's not, so she's worried someone's waiting on the other side, and she doesn't want him to be unescorted, so she immediately goes.
And you get pulled through too. But this looks different to Stormhand and Clara and Truly. You see Absu almost look like her body elongates as it's pulled, like taffy being pulled through a machine. And then she is gone.
Oh no. And Truly will just like run face first into this portal.
And as you hit it, it's almost to Clara and Stormhand, it looks like Truly is hitting a wall at an incredible speed, and she flattens, and it looks like she bursts, and then she disappears.
I hope it doesn't hurt as it looks. I'll go in after.
Okay, and Clara, you see Stormhand approach, and it just looks like all of his bones break, and he falls into like a puddle of flesh that then gets sucked into the portal.
Claire is just looking around, and she's like looking at herself because she is injured as all hell. And she just sort of sighs and very gingerly kind of like puts her like cat paw in one after the other.
And you don't know what it would have looked like since no one else is watching. But all you feel is a very cool pressure slowly envelop your body. And then you're on the other side. So, Sir Galahop, give me a will check.
All right. Still with Bane. Come on. All right. 9 and a 2. So yeah, I'm good. 15's my will.
So, you're in this realm, and it looks like a war zone. It looks like it had once been a swamp, and you see these giant craters, and you see the dead lying everywhere, and there's a pathway through the swamp. And in the distance, you see what looks like Stormhand, but his scales are gray. And as he looks back over his shoulder, his face is distorted with this huge, wicked grin. And then you see in his hand, he is tugging himself behind him. But this looks like the Stormhand you know. And as you try to move towards him, you realize that your legs and arms are broken, and you're having to crawl on these shards of bone. And he stops while he's pulling Stormhand. He'll stop every 10 feet or so, and he chops something off of Stormhand. And then he continues to pull him as you are dragging yourself forward. And then you lose sight of him. But you find yourself coming into a clearing. And in the middle of this clearing, you see what looks like a pile of heads. Blood streaming down the sides of them, their mouths open, and you hear the screams of their deaths. And at the top of this pile of heads, it's like a cradle of severed hands. And within this cradle of severed hands, an object sits. And now you realize that you're full, you're healthy. Your legs are not broken, your arms are not broken, you don't see Stormhand. You just see this pile of heads and severed hands.
He approaches and tries to see if he can get a sense of what that object is.
You see a small portion of a volcanic black onyx statue, and you recognize it as one of the pieces of the statue of Eladane, the key to the tomb.
He's confused and probably suspicious, but like he's gonna take a quick look, almost like sheepishly, like it can't be this easy. And so he's just gonna look around, look at the thing, and then he's gonna try to grab it.
All right.
If he sees no danger like around him, he's just gonna grab it.
And you have it in your hand, and it feels real. And then you see these severed hands and the heads, all the flesh just immediately rots off of all of it. The bones fall to the ground, crumble to dust, and blow away. Stormhand, make a will check for me.
All right. Still at Bane. Oh, I failed by 115.
Do you want to push it?
Yeah, I've got some conditions to spare. I'll do sickly.
I like it.
Dragon again, but Bane at 10 is a pass.
All right. So you're within this, and you don't see a swamp. You don't see anything like that. Looks like you're in some large cavern. I mean, it's a cathedral-sized cavern. And the only light is from this glowing lichen on the walls and on the floors. But you feel something behind you. Some dread behind you and a prickling across your skin. And it feels like tiny little knives are slicing into your back. Just barely cutting your flesh, but you feel it. The tunnel continues forward.
I'll continue down the tunnel while scratching at my back.
Are you running? Are you walking?
Do like a moderate pace.
Okay. So you continue to feel these little daggers poking into your back as you go. But the further and further you walk, the smaller and smaller the tunnel gets. And the fewer lichen light the path. And you quickly find yourself crawling through this narrow gap in complete darkness. And at that point, you feel something shredding the skin off of your feet and slowly working its way up your calves as you try to squirm and worm your way through this ever-shrinking sphincter of black stone. And then you're at the other side. And you're whole and healed and none the worse for wear, sort of in a ghostly fugue playing. Clara, why don't you give me a will check?
All right, let's see how this goes. 4 under 13.
All right. So, Clara, when you walked through the portal, you find yourself in a beautiful glade. You see a pond before you. There's a light drizzle in the air, but the rain is warm and it feels good on your skin. And in the distance, you could swear you see your parents, vaguely remembered, picnicking on a hill.
Clara would kind of be confused for a second, but then she would go kind of bounding up the hill to join them in the picnic.
And as you get up there and sit for the picnic, you see that both of your mother's legs have been cut off. And they're feeding on her legs. And they hand you a portion of her right leg for the picnic. And they say, sit down, dear. It's time for you to eat us. And you feel a pressure on your back and on your fur, pushing you down into the ground, pushing your mouth against this leg that your father thrusts into your hands. And then your face slams into the dirt. And you stand up and you're alone. And the hill is gone, the lake is gone, and there's just this gray mist around you. Absu, why don't you make a will check for me?
You got this.
You guys are doing
This
great.
is at Bane.
Yeah, because you slept. So
Oh, 19.
you want to push that?
Ooh.
Yeah. I am disheartened. And I still fail with a 16. Bummer.
Ooh. Okay, so when you pop through, you find yourself back in your home world. The day the demons invaded. You're in a college or a university of your people, a place of high learning. As the skies open up and rain blood, the ground cracks open and demons come flooding out, pulling your people apart around you as you run. You see those you loved being tortured in the streets, and you know you don't have any way to stop them. And something grabs a hold and shreds your wings. You're unable to fly. You find yourself being forced down into the sewers to try to escape. But it's not water in the sewers. It's a tide of maggots with the face of old, shriveled humans, almost unheard of on your world. And their mouths are open and they are screaming. And you are pulled away, lost in this flood of maggots. Truly. Give me a will check.
Okay. Do I push it? I'll take sickly. She's starting to not feel great about all this. There we go. Good.
Okay.
Better.
So, when you come through the portal, you're in a large goblin encampment. And dozens of goblins are dancing around a fire. There are wolves around and wolf riders. Everyone seems very happy, but you find that you can't move from the spot you're in as you observe them, and you can't speak. And every once in a while, one of these goblins comes up to you and just passes a torch over your body again and again, and all you can smell is the charring of your own flesh as you see your legs start to blacken. And then they just run away and laugh over and over again until you feel the flames almost to your face. And at that point, you're able to suck in a breath to scream, and you find yourself on this fugue plane. Galahop, you have the piece of the key in your hand. Make a will save for me.
All right. Come on. I gotta push. I'm gonna push. I will. I will become disheartened too because I don't see Stormhand and I don't see anybody else. So I'm gonna go.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna go with that. All right, try this again. Okay, good this time. 6 and a 2. That's a pass.
Nice.
So as you're moving through this plane of gray mists, you see a glowing arch in front of you. And it looks like the portal that you walked through.
Do I see any signs?
You don't see anyone
Anybody
else. You haven't seen anyone else, and you still don't.
Oh man, what a choice! What else do I see around me? Do I see any other paths anywhere? Do I see any other hills anywhere? Is it just like endless? Is it just endless?
It's endless. It's like a flat, endless plain. Like the ground is the same gray as the air and the mist around you. It's basically a complete featureless plain, other than the glowing arch in front of you.
I think then maybe he thinks to himself. Maybe he thinks to himself that they didn't follow him because he did go first.
Makes sense.
So
that's true. That's true.
He'll just be like, you guys better be back there, and then he's gonna go through the portal.
And you push through the portal. You feel a moment of cool embrace over your entire body, and then you find yourself back in the altar room, right in front of the brazier of purple flame. None of your friends are here.
Is the shard still in my hand?
The shard is in your hand. Yeah, it is in your hand.
1 for 2 isn't bad.
1 for 2. Stormhand, give me a will check.
It's good. 9.
Oh, nice. You've got so many dragons this time.
Yeah.
That have not counted. That's just
Bane, unlucky.
So as you walk through this gray fugue plain, you too see this shimmering arch in front of you. It wasn't there a second ago. You turned your head, you turned back, and right in front of you is this shimmering arch.
Look over my shoulders. Hello?
You see nothing, you hear nothing, you taste nothing. It's almost as like your entire body is devoid of senses other than sight.
I've only just got here, about to go through again, and I'll leap through.
And you stumble into Galahop's back as he had just walked through as well. And the two of you are back within the room.
Galahop, you're alive.
Yeah, yeah, I got the shot.
Really? How?
I fought like, I don't know, 30, 40 demons, something like that. I really lost count after like the first dozen or two. Where's everybody else?
You're old.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. It was nothing. It's fine. Where's the rest of? That's really what's important. Like,
I haven't seen anyone, but there's not a scratch on you.
Well, I mean, come on, man. It's me. I'm good.
Of course.
Let's
get out of the way. Maybe they'll come through.
Okay, if you say so.
Clara, you find yourself on this fugue plane. Still in the back of your throat, you taste fur, and your stomach is roiling. But make a will check for me.
513.
And much like the others, you're turning in a circle, and you stop at one point, and then right before you is this shimmering archway.
And I would say she's so just disgusted by this. She's like, no. And so she is just running like full speed through this.
And so Clara comes bursting back into the portal room, right past the two of you at a sprint.
No.
Hey, calm down. You all right? What's up? What's the matter?
Just sort of the cartoon, like cat running real fast, skid, like feet out, kind of like skidding into the wall. Oh my, that was awful.
Awful
Yay.
hell, what'd you see? Demons like Storm or Galahop.
No, it was there was a picnic and it was my parents and we were eating my mother's legs and it was and she sort of like retches into like the side of this room.
That makes sense.
I know we're both gluttons, but I wouldn't even try that.
Oh, and she just like throws up again.
Wow. Absu, you're being pulled along and subsumed in this river of maggots. They're crawling. They're pushing their way up your nostrils. They're trying to push past the balls of your eyes to burrow into your skull. Give me a will check.
Yeah. Ugh. And I'm scared.
Push that.
Right.
You're collecting all the conditions again, aren't you?
I'm gonna say she's angry because she knows that this is similar to like how she escaped, but she was younger, so she knows it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
So she's getting kind of pissed off.
Makes sense.
Fear leads to anger. Makes sense.
Son of a bitch.
Ashley.
I should have rolled my real dice, damn it.
So many 18s. So many 18s.
Go switch. Go grab them.
So this underground sewer opens and you find yourself falling in this waterfall of maggots. And it feels like you're falling for an entire day. And I mean, you're going well past terminal velocity. There's no way to explain it. It feels like your organs are being pushed against your spine. And then you smack down. And you feel every bone in your body break, but you're still conscious. And then this flood of maggots falls down on you, and you feel them starting to burrow into your back. Truly. Make a will check for me.
Okie dokie. There we go. Oof. I'm going to push. I think I'm probably. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to go dazed. She's just like so disoriented by all the things that are happening.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nope.
No. Good gosh.
So you're back in that scene, and now the goblins have picked you up because you're stiff like a statue, and they're carrying you into the middle of this open area, and they begin to start to pour this molten lead across your legs and up your body as it's cooling, and you feel it burning down into your bones as they are entombing you in a statue of molten lead. As your head looks up and you open to scream, they pour it down your throat. Absu, you're broken. You're shattered. You're crawling upon the ground, moving towards this dark opening in the floor as these maggots continue to try to burrow into you, and you feel the weight of them pulling against you. Give me a will check.
Okay, hold on. We're getting rocks.
Please do.
Okay. Okay, I got my big ones.
Boulder it up.
Come on. Okay, first is 11.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ooh, sorry. And 11.
Yay.
That's good, right?
That's too close. Yeah, my thing's 12.
Okay. So you're able to slip into this dark hole. And you feel this pressure on your body as you're pushing your way through. And then you're deposited out into this gray field. And you're whole again. You don't feel the maggots. You still feel the ghost pain of them burrowing into you. But you're not injured in any way. Truly. Give me a will check.
I am going to try the digital at least one more time.
I have faith. It's going to work
I
this time
kept
for
doing
sure.
18s.
That's 14s, and that is right perfect.
Nice.
Oh
All
my
right.
Are we
god.
So-
twins?
Nice.
Double goals?
Apparently.
So truly, as you come out of that agony of having this molten lead poured down your throat, you drop to the ground and you find yourself in this gray, featureless plain right before a shimmering portal. What do you do?
She is going to just crawl towards the portal. She's like crying, and she'll go, hey, Clara, Gallo, Stormhand, Absu, where are you? And she's going to curl up at the portal, not going through it, and wait for her friends
Okay.
to see if they show up.
Okay.
Oh.
That's nice. All right. Absu. You're on this gray, featureless plain. Make a will save for me.
Okay. Still at Bane. Was it really loud when I rolled it? When I forgot to mute? Okay.
No,
No,
you're
I
fine.
didn't hear it.
Nope, didn't hear it.
5,
Come on.
16. So that's a fail.
Do you want to push it?
Yeah. I'm exhausted of this shit.
Makes
Actually,
sense.
in particular. Okay, I got a 12, which means
Mhm. Nice. Come on,
And a
please
2.
be under a 12.
Yay.
Nice. All right. So
Oh my
on this
God.
gray flame, you blink, and when you open your eyes again, there is this glowing archway in front of you.
Yeah, she's clearly gonna go to that as quickly as possible.
So you feel the cold pressure on your body, and you go through the portal. Truly, I need you to make me a will save.
Okie dokie.
Oh dear.
Success.
You find yourself just on this gray plane. You don't feel anything. You don't smell anything. You're not cold. You're not hot. Your only sense that you know for a fact is working is your vision, because this portal is just hanging in front of you, and it is the only thing on this featureless plane.
She is going to kind of like look around. She's not really gotten up from the fetal position. Hello? And she probably doesn't even hear her own voice because she doesn't have any of her senses. And she'll kind of just like be sobbing, and she'll reach a hand out and she'll touch the portal.
And you feel this coolness come over you, and you are pulled through the portal. Now, Galahop, Stormhand, and Clara, you guys came through the portal relatively quickly. Hours pass. What would you like to do? There's no sign of Absu or Truly.
I mean,
Starting
in
to
all
get
honesty,
hungry.
if the hours wouldn't have passed, like it would have been like 20 or 30 minutes before I think Galahop would have gone back inside.
As you try to go back through the portal, you just plop out into the other side of the room.
Yeah. Stormhand. What the hell, man?
What happened?
I don't know much about this, but it's not.
You can
maybe it's a
you can
one-time
make
thing.
another animism check if you want.
So wait, who went in
What?
after me? I went first. Did you see the two of them going?
I
I
saw
went
them go in.
last.
Can I do demonology instead, since I have that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, you could do demonology with a boon.
Nice. A 5. That's a pass.
Nice.
So you know portals like this, particularly portals to a demon realm, usually have sort of a reset period after you go through. Probably a week, could be even upwards of a month before you could actually travel back through it. But I'll say with your success too, you figured out what the key to this portal is. It's obviously this purple flame, and you feel that if the purple flame is dispelled, it would close the portal. But you don't know what that would do to those trapped on the other side.
I've gotten a closer look. I could sense the demonology inside. You can't go back in for a while.
What do you mean we can't go back in?
Well, it's just how it works. You go in and you can... It takes time.
So can you speed it up?
Speed it up. No, I'm not that versed. But I know we can dispel it. But we're still waiting on Absu and Truly.
Well, yeah, don't dispel it. Well, if they can't get out, well, you get rid of it.
So
I mean,
just
how did you guys get out? All of a sudden, I was running through a tunnel and I found it.
yeah, I was at a picnic with my parents, and then suddenly the picnic was gone, and there it was.
I grabbed the shot out of honestly, the nastiest altar you're ever gonna see. I don't even want to describe it. It was disgusting. I grabbed it, and it dissolved or whatever, and then that art showed up.
If it's that simple, then just got to believe in them. They could find it like we did.
I don't like doing nothing, man. I could go get some of those guys up top. I could beat see if that does something.
cultists.
And I'm not looking so good if they decide that they don't trust us anymore. I don't know that we could survive a fight with them.
Yeah. What do we do, man? I don't know. I just hit things. What are we doing here?
And so Clara saw Galahad try to go through it and just land on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Clara,
like he just walked through, like it didn't even exist. He just he walked right through to the other side, like there was nothing there.
Can we take something like a rope and grappling hook and just try to throw it in and just see what happens?
Absolutely. So you toss this rope, and as you toss the rope, as the grappling hook hits, it gets pulled through the portal, and the rope gets pulled out of your hands and goes through the portal. If you hold on to it, you can see whether or not you'll be pulled back into the portal yourself or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, Clara would hold on because Galahad tried to go in and then stepped out the other side. So if our goal is to go in and grab them, then Clara would hold on to the rope.
So the rope pulls you all the way up to the surface of the portal, and then you just find yourself being pulled through to the other side, and you kind of slam into the wall. Not hard enough to hurt yourself, but although the rope disappeared, you were not able to pass through the portal yourself.
She slams her head against the wall. It took the rope and hook, but not me.
Yeah. It's magic. I don't. Can we communicate with them or something? Can we see if they're even alive? Come on, man. You're smart. Come on. He's getting mad, frustrated.
I don't have any crazy spells or anything. I mean, I can look at the portal, look through it, see if I see anything.
You could give me a demonology check with Bane to see if you can figure some way to manipulate the portal's energies.
While Stormhand's doing that, Clara's just going to go up to the portal and just yell. Just Truly, Absu! Truly, Absu!
Got a 5.
Okay, so you're able to manipulate the portal energy just enough that you know your companions still exist on the other side. But that's all you're able to glean from the energies of the portal.
I can sense their spirits still in the portal.
So they're alive.
That's all I know.
Well, then we're not closing the damn thing until they get out, then, are we?
No, of course not.
We just wait. So Clara will kind of curl up in a ball on this side of the portal.
Galahop will take up a guard position by the door, listening and keeping an eye to see if anyone's coming into here. Like
I'll do a stretch rest
So-
if we're doing nothing in the room.
Yeah, okay. So you get a D6 hit points back and
And a D6 willpower and a
D6
condition
willpower
of our
and
choice.
one condition. Yep. About 6 hours pass, and then Truly comes hurling out of the portal at you. Truly, you see you see Clara and Stormhand and Galahop. Galahop is guarding. Clara is asleep on the floor. And you come hurling out of the portal.
Truly more or less just curls back into herself and is kind of catatonic right now.
Truly, you've made it.
Truly. Truly?
You hear some soft sobbing.
She's alive.
And Clara will kind of go over to Truly. Truly's kind of curled up, and kind of Clara will kind of look at the portal a little bit to see if Truly coming through means Absu is coming through. And when it doesn't look like Absu is coming through, Clara will kind of go over and kind of sit right next to Truly. So she's not kind of like smothering her, but can kind of feel her right next to her.
Galahop will call out the Stormhand, and they'll like he give her this, and he's gonna give Stormhand like this little wooden figurine he carries around with him, his little polished wooden ring. Tell her it's treasure. Maybe that'll get her back. It's like super valuable or something.
Of course, truly, it was treasure on the other side of the portal. Maybe you'd like it.
Because she kind of like the bundle of sort of rags and clothes shuffles a little bit. You see just like an eye pop out, and it's a little bit red, a little bit bloodshot, and you can see she's been crying for a while. You weren't there. I called and waited for so long.
None of us were. I'm glad you made it back.
Where's Absu?
We're still waiting on her. But she's left the Even Realms before she can make it back again.
Okay. And she'll kind of like just curl back in on herself for a bit more.
We were on
She'll
this side.
Take the little statue thing and she'll like pull it in and hug it.
We were doing the same thing. We were waiting for you. We were calling for you, and we were waiting, and we're going to keep waiting for Absu too.
Okay, I understand.
And you continue to wait, and you grow hungry, and you eat, and eventually you sleep in shifts, and you get a full stretch rest. At least a day passes while you sit in this portal room before Absu comes stumbling out of the portal. You see her haggard, terrified face, and you see that her eyes have gone completely black as she stumbles to the ground.
Absu?
And she's just retching, and you see as she's just pawing all over herself because she had those maggots just trying to burrow into her skin and her flesh, and her wings have been shredded. And she's calling out for a name you've never heard before. Uzi! And she's just crying and scrambles away from the portal, skitters kind of off to the side, and then just lays in a heap crying.
Apsu, we're so glad you're here. Truly's here too. We were waiting.
And Truly will kind of like stand up for the first time in quite a long time and sort of stagger towards Absu. I waited for so long. And she'll just like grab onto Absu, who's probably also crying, and just like collapse into her for a little bit.
At that moment, Stormhand, you feel a chill up your spine, and you feel as if something is approaching the portal from the other side. Something monstrous and powerful. So powerful that you feel it even in this world.
I've just gotten a shudder. Something's got its eyes on us.
Shut the damn door, man. Shut it.
It's not a door, it's a portal. We've got to dispel.
I don't care what it is. Shut the damn thing.
The purple flames. We have to extinguish them.
What do you do?
What do I do? Just demonology checks, magic checks.
Based on what you gleaned when you were thinking about the portal earlier, you know that dispel magic it would probably be required to extinguish the flames.
All right, Truly, I know you love flames, but these purple ones have to go.
Why? And Sher's got like one hand on the little figurine, and the other one is kind of just like holding on to Absu's cloak.
In the back of all of your minds, you feel this scratching, tearing sensation, and you hear and feel this voice reverberate through you. You have stolen from me, and I will have you back in my realm. And you feel the portal begin to bulge.
Do it, Truly.
Something's coming.
No more. And she'll like put both her hands out and throw. I think I can do a level 3 dispel. She's not feeling great right now, so she's going to throw full power at this.
Well, you've had your full rest, so you guys are all fully healed except for Absu. So you guys, you spent over a day in that room.
All right, then. Well, either way, level 3 dispel on this purple flame.
I like it. Let's hope.
I am going to push it. I'm going to say she's pretty disheartened. I think I've been pretty disheartened. Yeah, there we go. As the spell holds. And
immediately the purple flame extinguishes. And you all feel that voice screaming. And you see this huge hand begin to come out of the portal. And then the portal blinks out. And all is quiet within the temple of the purple flame.
Really, you did it. Saved us.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy we're all together again. I don't think the goblins like me. And that's nice that maybe you do.
We are family now, you said.
Yeah, that's right.
You've just prevented hell from seeping into our world. Well done, Truly.
Did we get the piece, or is it trapped there?
No, I get it.
Galab has it.
No sweat. He kind of holds it up. Like, you feeling all right there? Your eyes look, they look, I don't know, different.
What is wrong with my house? Do we know?
I'm gonna tell you here in a second. I'm gonna pull the third piece of the statue over to your inventory here.
Oh God, okay.
There you go.
I don't think anybody has a mirror.
So you've been permanently changed by the demonic realm that you were in. You get +1 to your will.
Okay.
Permanently, up to maximum of an 18. So whatever your will is, add 1 to that.
Okay, I have 13 now.
However, all of your charisma-based skills, you lose 1 point.
Okay, shit.
Oh dear.
Charisma. So bartering goes down to 5. Bluffing goes down to 6. Performance goes down to 5.
Yeah, I don't think charisma stuff was.
The campfire
You're
singing is
real
just going to
high.
be
I'm glad
atrocious
that
now.
I'm still okay. Cool.
Now, just a little behind the screen look. If you had failed one more time, you would have been there for a week.
Oh my god. Yeah, I figured I'd be trapped forever if I failed
Oh
again.
crap!
And if you came out after that, you would have had that elongated frame and your armor would have fused to your body, as well as the black eyes. You would have basically looked like
shit.
those guys, except for,
Wings.
as a cat with wings. And then if you failed one more time after that, if you failed a total of 4 times, then you're just dead. Your Saf Mog takes you in his realm, and it's time to roll up a new character. So I was very happy when most everyone got their first will check was a success. I was like, oh my, because you needed 2 successful will checks to get out. And the first person to get a successful will check who went in finds the statue piece. So.
Okay.
But,
So-
well
that was
done.
terrifying.
So-
That was
That's crazy.
terrifying.
What would have happened to Galahop if he hadn't been the first one?
He would have. The scene with Stormhand would have played out to a much more horrific level, but yes,
Oh,
Interesting.
Got the
I hope it was
Said,
creepy enough.
I said
Oh, no.
in the Discord chat, I'm like, that Hellraiser pregame discussion, pretty prophetic, pretty on point here. Yeah.
Now, that was
Yeah,
all off.
Cenobites,
I was
just
all off the
everywhere.
top of my head. I mean, I had some ideas while I was thinking about it over the week. What would happen if you guys went? Who depending on who went through the portal, but pretty terrifying. But so we're going to stop there for tonight. Obviously, we've only got 10 minutes left. As you guys successfully retrieved the piece of the statue of Eladane from the Temple of the Purple Flame, you have 3 out of the 4 pieces of the statue now. And you believe the last piece is in a castle that is held by the House of the Corpse Roses and the Sisters of the Gallows.
It's somewhere.
Yep, off to the west.
Somewhere.
So it'll be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's it until 2 weeks. I'll see if I can come up with more horrifying things for you guys to play around with.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's do some closing plugs. Aaron, you got some Garblag stuff coming up next week?
Sure. Check out Garblag Games' YouTube channel. On Tuesday, I believe Pete is going to be starting a new game. That is to be determined yet. So check out the Gartopia Discord site for updates and conversations with all of us over there. And then on Thursday on the YouTube channel, Ben will be starting our Otherscape campaign, and he set it in a floating island, more like a Sargasso Sea Atlantis kind of setting. So it should be some fun, some piratical fun.
I dig it. That's Otherscape. If you didn't hear it, for everyone listening, that's the Otherscape game he's talking about right there. All right. As for us, let's see. First things first, let's talk about Huckleberry. Our dear friend Steven has been making this game, and you can get it now on DriveThruRPG. Get it at Huckleberry RPG. The quick start, that is. Big update just dropped with all sorts of new info and all sorts of new information to play with. So definitely check that out. In terms of streaming, you can catch us tomorrow. You see a couple of us here playing through some Han Cluster for Savage Worlds, which is a new game coming to Backer Kit next week, or Game Found. I can't remember which one, but it'll be coming next week. So if you want to see what that looks like, it's a space sci-fi game, come check us out tomorrow. Monday, not sure what we're doing yet, but Tuesday, we got some Perils and Princesses that Kipster's running for us. Next Thursday, we've got some Swords of the Serpentine, where probably everyone's going to die. And next Friday, we'll have some Magnus Archives, and in 2 weeks, we'll have more Dragonbane. So we are going to raid, but mostly, speaking of raids, did we get any that we should shout out?
We did. Yes,
right.
thank you to OtherDoc for the raid.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We will pay it forward. We're going to go ahead and raid Dork Tales. Looks like we're playing some Vecna stuff. So I guess it's just D&D. Yeah. So follow the raid. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.